that women were being devastatingly harmed by mass incarceration in this country. Women inspire me so much. Right now, I am facilitating a group of women every Tuesday through a 9-week process, our Healing to Advocacy program. And what they all have in common is that they all will soon have or have recently had someone in their lives come home from prison or jail. And so I am inspired by the fact that I walk out of that room every single week with more hope in my heart and more pep in my step. And the assumption when I tell people that this is how I'm spending my Tuesdays is that this must be my most depressing day of the week. But it is just the opposite. And it's because I am reminded by how resilient we are when we are together, and how fun we are, and how hilarious we are, and uplifting. And so women inspire me. Very specifically, my great-grandmother, whose name was Essie Bailey, inspired and her life continues to inspire me greatly. She lived a really long life and passed away about a month after I started representing women who have been impacted by the criminal justice system as an attorney in Harlem. And my great-grandmother, she grew up on a sharecropping farm in Louisiana before moving to California in search of jobs and opportunities. She left and took her 3 kids and said, I'm going to build a new life here. And, even though I grew up with her and hearing her stories, after she passed, I was really curious how it was that she did it, like the real how-to, and I asked my grandmother, actually, I went to her house and I sat at her kitchen table and I said, Grandma, how was it that we called her Grandma, not Essie. How was it that she did it? How was it that in the face of Jim Crow and sexism and racism and poverty, that she was able to build a foundation for me and for future generations to stand upon? And my grandmother, she turned around and she kind of gave me that look, like, why are you asking the most obvious things to me? And she was like, baby, she had sisters. Like it was the most obvious thing in the world that, of course, she had sisters. That was how she did it. So that when there was more month than there was money, she had sisters to help her pay the rent. When she needed help with the kids because she wanted to take an extra shift at work, she had sisters who could fill in for her. She had sisters who knew what it was to go in and out of white people's homes to clean them. She had the emotional support. She had the practical support because her sisters lived all around her in her neighborhood in walking distance. And so that inspired me. That felt like a mandate and an ancestral strategy that we all can walk with, because it worked then, and we're facing different but also very similar, unfortunately, challenges as women today, particularly Black and brown and working class women. And so building a sisterhood and building sisterhood between us is a lesson that I take from her, and that inspires me daily.